Hey, welcome to Garstang High School. I'm Bill Wiseman. I'm one of the assistant head teachers at Garstang High School. I'm also the Senko and I'm the line manager for the inclusion project here.
Thanks, Bill. How did the project get started? And you used the terminology the greenhouse here. How did all that come about, do you think?
Well, about 3.5, 4 years ago, we were under no illusions. Our exam results really weren't good enough for the type of school that we are, and we knew that behaviour was adversely affecting teaching and learning right through the school, and we had to do something about it. So we had a steering group that we put together to look at behaviour, and we had lots and lots of good ideas as to how we could do it, and we had a large amount of experience on the stuff, but we didn't have the resourcing to go ahead with any of our plans. We were operating under quite severe financial constraints at the time. We're a rural school, we don't have access to additional funding as such. And we were very fortunate, after making a number of applications for funding, we were very fortunate to secure £210,000 from Wyre Housing through the Regenda group to establish, set up and manage an inclusion unit, or the greenhouse as we call it here at Garstang. Both myself and Nigel Sargent, who's the inclusion manager here, come from, we have a lot of experience in working in the behaviour field, and we both had the vision when we set this centre up, the greenhouse up, that it had to be part of the whole school. It wasn't going to be a separate unit, it wasn't going to be a dumping ground, it wasn't going to be somewhere where pupils were sent when teachers couldn't handle them. This was part of the whole school. And we started off from that base, from that ethos, and then we built everything around it. So the greenhouse, we view it very much as therapy and support for students. So this isn't a punishment you send when they're naughty as such. This is a place where students come to access help, to access support, and access adults when they're going through times of difficulty. So the greenhouse is very much therapy and support and assistance, and that works alongside other parts of our inclusion service, which includes our counsellor. We have a part-time counsellor in school, and our learning development centre, which helps students who have difficulties with learning.
Did the staff have to have any sort of training in this new system? Was it something that, because obviously this is totally new to the school?
Yeah. I know Nigel has as well, but I've implemented this in a number of schools, and that is one of the more difficult things, getting consistency across all staff members. So we've, over the past 3 years, we've ran numerous staff training sessions during in-service training time and at the beginning of each school year, to make sure that every teacher is singing from the same hymn sheet.
So you've now been running nearly 3 years, this project. What sort
Feels
of...
like a lot longer.
I'm sure it does. How do you feel? I mean, you've got fantastic results now, and can you just go through what those are, what you feel that's come out of it, the outcomes here?
I think we've got a fantastic inclusion set up in Garstang High School. I feel as though the relationships between pupils and teachers and parents and the school and the community has improved out of sight. It is a fantastic working relationship with all concerned. That's my warm, fuzzy description. If you wanted more concrete and statistics, yeah, I mean, from the Ofsted point of view, our GCSE results have gone up by 18%, and they're certainly going to go up again when the results come out in August, to the point where it's possible that we could be amongst the 10 most improving schools nationwide. Our exclusion figures are down 440%, and our teaching for learning figures, our data and our observations of teachers teaching lessons show that our teaching for learning has improved by somewhere in the region of 54%, over the past 3 years. So the vast percentage of our lessons that are being taught in this school are now good, with a high number also outstanding. We've also had a county inspection of the inclusion department, and that includes the greenhouse, the counselling and the learning development centre, and we've been judged county-wide to be outstanding practitioners in what we do. Okay, I'd just like to introduce Chloe, who's been one of the students at Garstang High School for the past 2 years, and one of our success stories. Chloe's made a bit of use of the greenhouse, the inclusion centre. She's just completed her GCSEs, and I'll let her talk for herself. Can
you give me a little bit of background of you know, how you came to come to the school here at Garstang, and sort of under what sort of circumstances?
Well, for 11 years I lived in rural West Wales, so very, very small communities, no cities at all. And I only moved up to Lancaster after year 7, so I spent my first year of secondary down in a rural community school. I moved to Central Lancaster High School. I didn't get on very well there and had to be taken out. So I did year 8 in Central Lancaster High School, and then I completely missed year 9, didn't have any education. And I thought about getting back into education because I knew that I needed some GCSEs. Garstang seemed like a really nice school. Mr. Birch, who is head teacher now at Garstang, he was previously deputy head at Central Lancaster High School, and set aside from my previous behaviour, he decided to give me another chance. So I came to Garstang. I didn't really expect it to be, you know, all hunky-dory and fitting in and stuff, but after my first year at Garstang, I found out that I could come to the inclusion centre whenever I needed to, if I had good reason. They would let me stay here and work on my own stuff because they knew that I was capable of doing it for myself. I came in here generally because I don't usually get along with the younger pupils of the school, and I find loud, irritating, immature juvenile behaviour just gets on my nerves so much. So I used to come here nearly every single break time if I didn't have any coursework or any teachers to see, and nearly every single lunchtime after I'd gone and got my dinner. I found it very useful for me to be able to come here.
And how have you succeeded? What sort of exams have you taken and here now?
Well, I've taken English, language and literature, maths, science, double award science, art, design technology, graphic products, IT, history. I've taken an award in RE, and I think I've taken a couple of others, but I can't really remember because it's all been a bit of a blur since the holidays. So,
and you've actually left school now, I believe.
Yeah, I left school a couple of weeks ago.
And do you think you've done quite well in your exams? You're still waiting for your results, aren't you?
Hopefully. I think that I will get at least 5 C's or above. That I should think an A in English, and probably an A in graphic design.
Fantastic. And what are you looking to go on to do, Chloe?
I was looking to go to Bain sixth form, but I've recently changed my mind and I'm going to go to Ripley sixth form as soon as I've got it sorted out. I've got an appointment on Thursday. After studying graphic design, English language or literature, critical thinking, and either philosophy or sociology, I would like to go on to do university, and later after that I'd like to do a course called TEFL, which is teaching English as a foreign language, and to be able to go abroad and teach my language.
That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much, Chloe, for coming in today.